Hey everyone, Fletcher Ellingson here. As I've spent time working with people and talking with people, I've noticed that most of them have a desire to live in a way that will make a difference for others. Maybe it's a difference for their family, for war veterans, for the elderly, or for their community at large, or maybe it's for animals. But for whatever it is, people have a desire to make a difference for others. And another way to look at this is being a blessing. And I love this imagery of being a blessing. If I was to define it, it would be something like words or actions that display favor, mercy, or benefit. It's the lifting up or elevating of another person. If you're a blessing, it would result in another person feeling empowered or feeling that their load or burden has been lightened in some way. They would feel noticed and cared for. And the cool thing is, when you're a blessing to another person, it's a win-win situation. They feel good, you feel good, and likely you'll have set off a chain reaction of blessings. I remember once I was in Fairbanks, Alaska on a business trip, and I was in line getting something for breakfast, and I think I had just an Odwalla, one of those green juice Odwallas, and it was the only thing I had there. The person ahead of me was being rung up at the cashier, and the guy who was being rung up, his stuff was being rung up, he grabbed my Odwalla and just scanned it. This was a customer. He just grabbed it, scanned it, handed it back to me, said, "Have a great day." And I remember that just blew me away. And here's the cool thing. I felt noticed, significant, cared for. I was definitely the recipient of some goodwill there. He felt good for doing it. But here's another cool thing. Later that night, I went back to the same grocery store. It was evening time, around dinner time. And I grabbed something to take back to my hotel to eat. And it was the same checker who was checking people out. And I got up there and I saw him, I smiled, and he smiled. And I looked behind me, and there was a guy there who had also a takeout meal he was getting. And so I grabbed his, rung it up with mine, and that guy behind me was so blown away. He was like, "Whoa, hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate that." And so that was cool. It was that chain reaction, and I loved that the checker was the same person, so he got to see this. He was like, "Whoa, what's going on here today?" Anyways, it's so cool when things like that happen. So when I talk with people though, they want to be a blessing, but they're not sure how, or they're waiting for a specific time in their life when they can be. They may be waiting to be less busy, or when they have more money, or when they get out of college, or when they have more experience. So I want to remind you today that tomorrow is not promised, and you can be a blessing right now. You don't have to have money to be a blessing. You can volunteer time. And if you don't have extra time, you can make a phone call and bless someone with your words, simply by acknowledging them for who they are to you. You can appreciate them just out of the blue. Don't wait for their birthday or Father's Day. Just call them up. You could send someone an email, or something really cool, send them an actual letter in the mail. What a cool surprise to get an actual mail that's not a bill, but a letter of love and connection and appreciation. And if you don't have time and money, you can hold a door open for someone and smile at them. You can let a person go in front of you in line. You can take someone's shopping cart back from the parking lot. Being a blessing doesn't have to be a big project. It can be a quick, simple act. If you do have time, you can volunteer somewhere for an hour a week, or an hour a month, maybe in a school, at a retirement center, at an animal shelter, for a charity you like. There's no shortage of places to volunteer. If you start asking, you'll find out. And what interests you? Find out what interests you, and then go and volunteer. And then if you do have some extra money, you can donate some of it. Pay someone's electric bill or water bill. Make microloans with kiva.org or whatever organization you want. You don't have to wait until you're rich. You can start wherever you are right now. You're going to make someone's day. You're going to make a difference. And you are going to feel good. Pretty cool, huh? All right, it's time to wrap up. Now it's time to get out there, be a source of kindness, be a source of contribution. You have something to offer this world. And until next time, stay in action. I believe in you.